Hi, everybody. Um, Lisa's having a little trouble with her camera and things, so it's going to be a few minutes before she can come in. Um, I know it'll take a few minutes for everyone else to find us, but that's okay too. I'm still getting all the technical things with my camera sorted out, things like the zoom and all of that stuff. There we go. Auto. Okay. There we go. Hi Lisa. Hi Brittany. Uh, Usually I make a little journal page in here. Um, just a minute. I'm going back out a little bit because this is a little tight. There we go. There we go. Hi, Barbara. Um, Texas Lisa is coming on today too, but she's having trouble for some unknown reason. Her StreamYard's not picking up her camera and things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start, and she'll pop in here when she can get it sorted out. I usually make a little journal page in here, but this has gotten too fat. I don't want to tear up the spine. So today I'm going to work on last page you did the other day, the one I painted the flowers on. Hi, Julie. Okay. That I painted the flowers on. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to look. I can't remember which page I did. Okay. Yep. Or are you talking about the one I was doodling on, Lisa? Hi, Joyce from Thursday, the pink red one from the workshop. Hi, there's Miss Lisa. There she is. Yay.
Hey, I'm going to put these on. This is what messed it up before, so we're going to see if it'll be okay.
Okay. Oh, the one I was doodling. Let me see where those are. Those are in here, I think.
Okay. So far, so good.
Yay! This one. Yeah, I haven't finished doodling on this one yet. I did get all the other ones that I had doodled already cut out, so I've got that stuff all done. But
So
I hope I
is that
didn't
what
miss
you're going to
anybody
work on
coming.
right now?
No, actually, I'm going to work on making a new little book.
Okay, good.
So
Hi, Lisa, Brittany, Julie, Barbara,
I like
Joyce.
this. I like this one too.
Julie, I'm glad you're all here.
It's odd for me to use pink, but what I think we had was red and white, and that's how it got to be pink. But it goes kind of. You need to have multiple colors to go with stuff. So it will work. I haven't finished doodling it. I haven't finished cutting them out, but I did gather up stuff for my what do you call that? My new little book. Just stuff.
All right.
And I found a piece that I think I'm going to use for cover. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda. Welcome.
Looks more like pale red rather than a pink. Yeah, the thing is, Julie, that digital cameras and reds and purples never look quite right. But this is definitely more of a pink. So you're gonna work some more on your little cards that you're making?
No, I got several other things I'm going to play with today.
Okay.
I'm going to start by trying to see if I can make cut out this shape and let the corrugation show through in there. I don't know. This one may be too
Oh,
fine. I don't know if it'll work, but
oh, that's gonna be cool. Yes, yes, I can
but
see.
I need to tape it down before I do this.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyways, this is a piece of watercolor paper, and my little book cover was 6 by 9. So I'm thinking that this must be the 9 and this must be maybe 12. So I'm thinking maybe I'll make 2 little books. Hi,
Might as
Mimi.
well.
Welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
Mimi. Glad you're here.
Um, I don't know because if we fold it and it cracks because it's folded on the wrong direction, that may be a problem. But we'll find that out later. But right now, it needs something on it. I did some paint splattering yesterday and find my tablet screen, my phone. Oh no, not good, Julie. Because this is just, not very exciting. So I thought maybe I'd put some more doodles on it and some more stuff on it, and then maybe put some sealer on it. But do I want to do it in one big piece or do I want to do 2 pieces? Because I'm thinking I might make 2 books just because I have a big piece. So
Well, you always can use another little book.
well, I'm thinking about maybe giving it away next week.
Well, that
Maybe.
would work too.
Yep. But I'm not sure. Maybe we'll just scribble on it and go from there. Because if we scribble on it, then it gives us ideas. Except we need to work on it this way. No, we don't. We need to work on it just however we want to work on it.
There you go.
We might have to
I
put
still
some.
don't know what was wrong with my StreamYard and my mic or camera. Of course, the camera's in the mic, so I mean the mic's in the camera.
Yeah.
But even when I got on this time for a second, it showed that I couldn't do it, and then it let me in. So I don't know.
Okay, Mimi.
Happy
Bye
you let
bye.
me in.
Have fun with your family.
Bye, Mimi. It's just leave
Well,
her DNA.
I need to jelly plate one of these days. I just haven't gotten around to it for, right now. Just one of those things.
Well, I have looked everywhere for the last 2 days trying to find my mineral oil.
Uh-oh.
And I can't find it. And I can't imagine. I mean, I know exactly where I kept it out in the studio.
Yep.
So all I can think of is that somebody wanted it for something and it didn't get put back out there. But
Hannah didn't get to clean brushes or something, did she?
it's possible, but I don't remember her ever asking for it.
Well, and she would have put it back, or at least asked you where you wanted it put back.
Or left it right out in the open.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have hidden it for sure.
No, I can't imagine her hiding it.
Anyway, it's weird.
StreamYard was having a conniption. Yeah, probably.
I guess it wasn't wanting me to play anyway.
It's just being ornery is what it was. Oops. That is certainly not the color I reached for.
While I was out there looking for it, though, I found a bunch of acrylic paint that Hannah had bought for something and left out there. It's all, I mean, really pretty new. Anyway, I can't remember. I was trying to remember what it was she bought it for.
Uh-huh.
What her project was, but I don't remember because she hasn't painted with acrylic paints in a long time. So,
So it had to have been
Anyway.
something she was had planned of some sort.
I guess so. Anyway, I brought them inside to use because,
Yep.
why not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wasn't thinking about, what a long, tedious process this was going to be. When I watched somebody else do it, they didn't. When they pulled it up, they didn't leave stuff behind, and
yeah.
it's not working that way for me.
No. Of course not.
Of course, they probably had their camera sped up too.
Ooh, that came out in a hurry. Yeah, they possibly did too. My husband has gone with a friend to pick blueberries for me because we're kind of out. And so he went. Luckily, I don't think it's quite as hot today because it's kind of overcast.
Well, my computer says it's 80. No, now it says it's 92. It was saying it was 87 degrees, but my car said it was 94. And it definitely felt like 94.
Well, let's see what my phone says it is today. Because our temperature thing out back has been saying it's over 100 every day.
That was at 10 o'clock when I had to run an errand. And
well, it says it's 89, but it feels like 106.
Yeah, I bet. All the humidity. That's what's making ours feel so bad too, is we've actually got some humidity right now, about 60%, which is pretty high for us.
Yeah. Hi, Beth. She's in Amarillo.
Welcome.
She's in Amarillo, which is kind of far away from San Antonio.
It's quite a ways from San Antonio, but it's also not as humid as San Antonio. So
yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
My sister lived in San Antonio for a while. My brother lives in Austin. And their, weather and stuff's pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. Brandon was born in Austin. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't. Okay, and that looks really blue, and it is definitely purple. So
you're right. It looks purple on my camera.
Okay. Because on my screen it looks very, very blue.
Well, screen, that's what I meant. But anyway.
Yeah.
But it does look purple on mine.
Barbara, she's cutting out a very tiny little itty bitty design on corrugated cardboard. That is so cool. That is going to make a really cool focal point thing.
I think it'll be fun. I'm not sure if my patience level is good enough to do this today or not, but I decided I at least want to play with it a little bit and see if it's something I want to I was thinking about doing several of them and using it on the jelly plate.
Oh,
That was kind of my
mm,
plan.
yeah, you
But
might need to use it, do a bigger design.
yeah, I just need to draw one and do it
Yeah.
instead of using the stencil because the stencil's
Hmm.
so small.
Okay, I gotta let that dry before I go any further with it. It's gonna have some doodles or something on it, but it's gotta dry first. So we'll just tear up pages and get them ready because they can be. Is this
Challenge my
12?
patience. Yeah.
Yeah, not 12. I think it's 12. Oh heck, my good ruler's out. Is not here. Where is it? Oh, that's away. Okay. Yes. So the covers are gonna be 6 by 9. So we can. Okay, where can I put it? There, we can put it over there.
Sorry, my allergies are going crazy, so I'll probably be muting a lot. I'm coughing and sneezing like crazy.
Well, that's all right. We understand. Um. Okay, 8.5 by 5.5. That'll be fine. I don't care if the pages are not all the same. I just want them to be. Um,
Similar.
well, I don't want them to stick too far out of the book. I don't mind if they stick out a little bit. I'm always putting tabs and stuff on, but I don't want them to stick out real far.
Yeah.
So, um, Friday, of course, this happened before Friday, but Friday, uh, I did something my husband had asked me to do while we were on our trip. I used to make frozen breakfast burritos. I made breakfast burritos and then froze them, right? So while we're on our trip, and we really liked them, especially when we were on a trip, and I just haven't done it probably in a couple of years, maybe 2, 3 years. And we're on our trip, and he goes, "I sure do wish you had made some of those breakfast burritos." So I'm like, that's not happening in the motorhome, right? Because this is a big process.
Yeah.
With you on is, oh, makes mistakes. Oh, well, Julie, that just shows we're all human. Um, the So I'm like, okay, I'll make you breakfast burritos. So I get up Friday morning and I go to Sam's and I buy most of the stuff. I have to still go to the grocery store because I need some actual groceries. And I bought it at Sam's because I'm doing a big batch, right?
Right.
So I get home after Sam's and the grocery store, and you know how tiring that is. And then I proceed to make 52 frozen burritos.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Friday, I was just like dead by the time I sat down.
I bet. Last time I did it, I think we made 30, but it was me and Hannah both.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still exhausting. So I can't imagine
Yeah.
making 52 by myself.
Yeah. And I was cleaning up as I went. I washed big pans and stuff like that as I went. So it wasn't a total mess. But Jeff did come in and clean up the stove and one of the big pans towards the end, and so I mean, I didn't do it completely alone, and he did run out. There obviously my freezer's not big enough to hold that in the house, so he had to take a bunch of it out to the camper. This is a piece of
have that option.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is a piece of drop paper. Drop paper. How big is it? It is. Let's see.
We have a freezer, just an extra freezer.
Mm-hmm.
But it sits right in my living room.
Yeah, well.
Corner. And when my brother was here last week, I went to get some ice, and he goes, "Oh my goodness, I didn't even ever see that. It's hidden." I was like, "It is not hidden. It is right there in plain sight." he didn't notice it because that's not what you expect to be there.
Oh, okay. Lisa asked what is drop paper. Just a minute, and I'll kind of show you. Okay, this piece happens to be from when I was at my at the retreat, the workshop. I don't tend to use it on my table simply because I have this craft mat, and I tend to clean up the craft mat rather than have drop paper down.
Yeah.
Just the way it is. But say I have a piece of paper I'm working on, and I want to put paint right up to the edge. Just a minute, let me get some paint. Okay, so I want paint right on the edges. Well, if I have paper under me, drop paper, then I can have this paint right out to the edges on my project and not get it all over my table. That is what drop paper is. And actually, underneath my mat here, this Teflon mat, I have a big sheet of really thin cardboard that Texas Lisa turned me on to.
That's what I have right here.
Yeah, if you go to Sam's, underneath things like their toilet paper and different things, they will have really thin sheets of cardboard.
Yeah, between layers of them.
Yeah, not the corrugated stuff, because corrugated stuff, now I do get that too, because we use that out in the yard. But that it's underneath that, on top of that, or paper that you drop. Yeah, it's just, it catches the paint like a roll off paper. Yeah. Oh, like a drop cloth. I thought it was some brand. No. It's like, yeah, it's like a drop cloth, only it's taped down. This wasn't taped down. This was just underneath stuff when I was working at the workshop. Now I have paint on my hands. These are your most important tools. Did y'all remember that? These are the most important tools.
That's true.
Yes, that is Dollar Tree paint, Julie. That the Dollar Tree paint is very translucent. It's oh well, that's good. Basically anything big enough, like packing paper. Yep. Packing paper, cardboard, anything. And because we were in a small space, she gave us these sheets of this is like printer paper it's like copy paper, but you can buy it. It's 11 by 17, I think, is what it is normally. Just a minute, I'll tell you. Yeah, this is probably the 11 by 17 stuff. It might be a touch bigger. When I buy it from the printing supply company, it's a little bigger because they cut it after the fact. So, but anyways, I like it. I always keep it. Back in the day when I used drop paper on the table all the time, I always made sure I kept it and put it in my book somewhere.
I did the same thing, just like I do the roll-off papers now, and when I jelly print.
Yeah. But I really kind of like what it looks like. It looks like I made a specific piece of paper that I used on purpose. So.
Yeah, like you worked on it harder than you did.
Yeah. And this paper, my dear friend Lisa gave me. because she gave me these really strange books that she got at a lawyer's office. And they're kind
Yep.
of cool, and they're really thin, so we'll put a few of those, maybe 3, in each book. These came out of law books. It's really sturdy paper. It's kind of like dictionary paper. It's odd. It's real thin, like almost like tissue paper, but it's very sturdy.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it to be as strong as it is.
Yeah, but it also tears.
Yeah, it does.
um, yeah, right in the wrong direction. Okay, so Lisa is making art. There you go. How's that, Beth? I'm sorry. She is taking out the decorative part, the solid part of the corrugated paper, and making a design on the other part.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to actually do with it, but I saw somebody do it, and I saw it. It was a video that was on Pinterest, but it wasn't on YouTube. It was uploaded some other way, and I don't know who did it, but anyway, I thought it was a fun idea. So
Yeah, Julie, sturdy but thin. Dictionary paper is like this too, and I have a really nice gigantic what is it called? It's a encyclopedia dictionary of some sort. That I use a lot. It's around here somewhere. But I had this already cut, so that's when I was gathering papers for my little journal. That's what I got. I got that out. So okay, this is just a piece of deli paper that was laying on my table. So you know, when you make a junk journal, you're supposed to just choose whatever papers are fun. But when I make one of these little books, I always choose some papers that are a little thinner so I can get more pages in. Okay, this is going to have to be cut. I'm not going to fight with that. It's just too hard. Deli paper does not tear well, just so y'all know. I also got tomatoes out of the dehydrator yesterday. That was another one of my things to do yesterday. What do I want to say? Let me think. I will think, and then I'll be able to tell you. We're not getting a ton of tomatoes, so making like sauce or salsa or anything, I don't have enough for that, but putting them in the dehydrator and powdering them works real well. And I love powdered tomatoes for putting in stuff. And so I did that. We're starting to get enough produce that I have to be careful to make sure we either eat it or I put it away. That's always one of those things that's important to me. I don't like wasting it. So
yeah,
I've got some hot peppers to send home with our friends today. Of course, I got told the ghost peppers were not on the agenda.
Ghost peppers?
Oh yeah, Brandon planted ghost peppers.
I've never even heard of those.
They're one of the hottest peppers that are out there.
So they turn you into a ghost?
Just about. That's the thing. Now, Brandon says you don't want to just eat one.
Yeah.
That it's not something that, you know, Even he does, and he likes hot. But um, some deli paper has a wax coating, some does not. This one does not. I specifically bought one that doesn't. For one thing, because when I put deli paper in the microwave, I don't want it to have that wax on my food. So
Yeah.
I kind of like to not have it be waxy. Hi, Sharon. Why plant them if you can't eat them? Oh, Brandon puts them in food, Julie. You just can't, like the
Pop it in your
Tabasco.
mouth in the garden.
Yeah, the Tabasco peppers and the serranos and things like that. Brandon brings them in, washes them, puts them on his plate, and eats them like whole. Thank you, Julie. This is a roll of heavy wrapping paper that I got. It's a huge, giant industrial size roll, like you would see them use at a, a store that still wraps packages. Although I don't think there's any of those out there anymore. But yeah, Brandon actually eats that kind of pepper. He very much likes to eat peppers that way, but I don't. And he said he only put one ghost pepper plant in. He said he put in 2, I think, in Omaha last year, and he had too many. He couldn't even give them away. But I am going to have to step out for just a minute here when the guys get to the door, because I've got to go pull peppers out for Mark and make sure that the blueberries that they're bringing in gets taken care of. So in a minute, I'm going to get up and go as soon as they come to the door, okay? Just so y'all know why I'm leaving.
It's a plan.
Uh-huh. Except Mark's not getting out of the car.
Uh-oh. You may have to run out there.
No, he's getting out now. So yeah, because I don't want him to go off without his peppers. That would be bad. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm about to get this one. And then I may just draw one that's a bigger pattern. But that's what it looks like. And I've debated about using, cutting it small and using it, in something. But I also thought if I did a bunch of stuff, I could use it as a texture plate on the jelly plate. But these, when Hannah had her lingerie shower thing, these some dresses were wrapped around these, and one of my friends got her some really nice, comfy cotton dresses that were wrapped around these things, and I thought, oh, I can do something with that. So this is my something. Okay. So now I got to decide. Some of it is not, some of it kind of came up, so it may not work as well. It may end up getting to be used on a page or something instead of as a texture plate. But actually, I got 2 of them, so I'm gonna put that one up there and do something on this one that's bigger. I thought I had another one somewhere, but I think it got bent and I threw it away. Thanks, Julie. If you want super hot chili, store them in the freezer. It makes them extra hot. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, let me think. And I want to draw it where the black part gets cut out. So I'm just going to color in what I draw. I probably should use a Sharpie, but I'm going to try this to begin with. This is a Pentel brush pen. It has little ink cartridges in it, and I don't know how much ink I have left actually. Oh, it looks pretty full. Actually, it doesn't. It's like there's ink right here, but not here. So maybe this one should be stored upside down instead of flat. I've been storing it flat like I do all my markers and stuff. But that may not be the best plan. Okay, let's just start with stems. They probably need to be thicker than that if I'm going to be cutting them out. I found that out by accident. I stored the chilies in the freezer and then made chili con carne, and it was so hot we had to throw it out. Wow. Well, I do know that you can get peppers that, I mean, like the experience I've had with this is with jalapenos. I don't know about other peppers, but I know that that jalapenos sometimes, you know, you grab some and they're really hot, and sometimes you get them and they're not. Um, I made a whole deal of hot sauce once, and right before I was going to jar it up, I tasted it because, you know, I wanted to be sure it tasted good, and I couldn't taste the peppers at all. And so I went to the store and bought some more peppers and put in it.
I have to show this off.
Oh, wow, yum.
Okay, but there's two bowls. This is a huge deep bowl, see? And there's
That's
two.
awesome.
There's two I got to go take care of. Not right now. I've got to go put this in the refrigerator and then I'll be back, okay?
All righty. Thanks for showing us. That's really cool.
I knew you all would want to see them.
And we could have picked all day and had a
Pick-
dozen bowls.
A dozen bowls? Oof.
Yeah.
So are you going to freeze them or make jelly, or what are you going to do? She may not be back yet. Hmm. I never know when I make tree and plants and things. I never feel secure that they're going to look the way I want them to, or that they're going to look natural. Anyway. Yeah, they were blueberries, Julie. That's what she said earlier, that Jeff and a friend were out picking blueberries for her. So Okay. That's going to be the stem work. Now some leaves. First, I'm just going to do them on the tips. Are you all right?
There we go. Well, I kept pushing the wrong button. Julie, I was getting peppers out of my refrigerator to give to Mark, who was with Jeffrey. Jeffrey brought blueberries back. They went a couple hours ago. I guess they've been gone about 3 hours. They probably picked for about 2.5 hours. And Jeff picked 2 bowls that big, like that, those 2 big green bowls. Mark said he had about the same amount. So
That's cool.
and I won't make anything with them right now, probably other than to keep some in the refrigerator, but I will be putting them in the freezer to have for later. I'll probably keep some out to eat fresh, but for the most part, I'll be just having them to eat. Okay, this is fairly straight. Is this fairly straight? No, that's not straight. Let's tear that off. But I had picked some hot peppers for them. Out of the garden this morning. We had a discussion about it last night, and they said they would use them. And we got a lot of hot peppers, and I don't use as many hot peppers as I do sweet peppers. Brandon will eat them just like candy. He eats them like kind of with every meal. So that's fine, but we can't use as many as out there right this minute. Although
my granddad really loved hot peppers and he ate them all the time. I don't have very many memories of him because he passed away when I was about 10. But one of my memories is watching him sit there and eat these peppers with his meal, that his face was like purple and sweat was dripping down his face. And he was saying, "Oh, these are so good."
So
and I'm thinking, it's got to be horrible. How can you be, you've got to be hurting and you still think they're wonderful. I did not get that. I still don't.
Hi, Mindy. Yeah, well, Brandon didn't used to get all, what shall I call it, sweaty like that. But after he had he boo-booed and he got heat stroke. He was doing direct TV and putting up dishes on roofs and stuff like that. And he called me. He goes, "Mom, something's wrong." And I'm like, "Emergency room now." He said, "I can't because I got to go someplace cold." And I'm like, "Yep." And like he got himself someplace cold, and then he went to the emergency room and they said, "Yep, heat stroke." So ever since then, now when he eats anything that has any heat to it, he does that red-faced, sweaty looking thing that makes you wonder if he's going to die. It's like, okay.
I'm always worried about my granddad for sure, but he also did lots and lots of outdoor hard work, when he was young. So he might have it might have been the same thing that got him going. I don't know.
Yeah. But these peppers don't even make him really get that kind of sweaty. Shimmery circle growing in. Uh-oh, not good, Julie. Are you going to get a migraine? That's what Jeff
sounds
gets
like
sometimes. Did I say hello to Mindy? I hope so. I hope I said hello to everybody. I am just so glad everybody's here. That's going to be really
Yeah.
cool when you work on that, Lisa.
I think it will be.
You know, that would make a pretty journal cover.
It would, but it's huge. But I could do it again on something smaller. But
You could
this
cut
is like, I don't know, 13 by 16 or something like that.
you could cut it down too. I mean, you could cut it in half once you get
Yeah,
it cut.
it
Once
may
you get
not
it
be that.
all cut out.
Let's see. It feels big. It's only 10 and a half by 11 and a half. No, 11 and 3/4. Anyway, it's still bigger than I want
Okay,
to
so
have a
you could
journal.
cut off the You could cut off the bottom 3/4 of an inch, and then fold paper long ways and make a tall, skinny journal. That'd be really cool. Usually just a pressure headache. Okay, but it is a lot to cut out. She'll have
Yeah,
fun. That's all that matters.
I'm gonna
That's
stop
all we
drawing and start cutting and see how it
see.
goes.
Goes.
But I think I need a new blade because that was, I think, part of my problem.
Anyways, Jeff says that there's that many more blueberries out there easy. So, if I get these taken care of in next tonight, then in a day or two he can go again.
Yeah.
I mean, I could actually make pie filling and can them or something like that, but I don't usually. I usually just put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
They do not dehydrate. Oh, dehydrated blueberries are awful.
Well,
They
no.
turn into little rocks.
Kind of like you get in those blueberry muffin mixes.
Oh, worse than them. I really think that the blueberry muffin mixes must be freeze dried so that they don't.
Oh, that's possible.
So it doesn't take out quite so much because regular dehydrating, they turn out so hard that I couldn't make them reconstitute. That was for sure. They were like little tiny, almost like BBs. If I ever saw wrapping paper like that, I would snatch it up for sure. Well, what's really funny is that I bought the whole roll, and I wish I had bought. They had a bunch of rolls. I was in with Tumka at one of the thrift stores, and they had a whole bunch of different rolls. Okay, Lisa, can you show Mindy your other piece?
Yeah.
She cut the surface off of the cardboard. See what it does? Leaves the texture underneath. Isn't that cool? Anyways, Julie, I wish that I had gone back and gotten a few more rolls, because when I got up to the counter, the lady didn't charge me as much as I thought she was going to charge me for it. And if I'd have known they were going to be that inexpensive, I'd have gotten a few more rolls, even though I haven't used that much of it. Because it's not the thin kind. Like now the wrapping paper is so thin, and this is really pretty sturdy. So, and it will make nice pages.
Yeah, for the jelly plate, Julie. I mean, when I started this, that was my thought. Tanya's thinking up other projects I can do with it, but
Yes, I am.
my thought was for the jelly plate.
I think I'm gonna have to straighten this out.
Ocular migraines.
Jeff got ocular migraines for most of our married life. He really never got the regular migraines until the last few years. Just the last few years is when he started getting the pain part. And Jeff has something, they're called not vascular migraines. It's they're a little different, I guess. I don't know exactly why, but they're different. Of course, he has to be different, you know. Okay, so that's not really straight. We're just gonna tear it off. I guess it would be all right. I took my lot in high school, and they ended up with a migraine after it. They stopped when I finished school. Yep. Jeffrey says, well, always like that too, Barbara. Just that shimmery light thing that happens. But now he doesn't get that as much as he gets the pain. We were having a discussion about that yesterday afternoon too. Okay, next is this. I'm going to use some of these pages that are in here.
I very rarely got the light without getting the pain. It always came next. But my light didn't, it wasn't shimmer. It was more like a mirror with cracks through it than shimmery. But I always knew when I saw that what was coming.
Was coming. I was going to use this, but I'm not sure I like it now.
I finished my Lady Hazy Crazy Days of Summer, but I don't want to put that many words on my little book page.
That's a lot of words. I think you better write them really tiny.
Yeah, you need to decide, do you want it to be crazy or lazy? And just say Lazy Days of Summer or Crazy Days of Summer.
Yeah, I really like all those words, though, Barbara.
I do too.
I think I would write them really tiny. Okay, I was going to use this, but in this particular journal, I just think not. I don't care if because it would just be parts of it to go in the journal, but
right,
and the color in the background, but I think I'm going to lose too much of the fun color to use it. Well, maybe not. I could use that one. Let's see what's on the other side of that one. Yeah, I would have to tear off so much of it. I just think not. Okay, that's fine. No big deal. Got lots of other things to use. Okay. Zigzaggy. Ugh. Not good. I wonder how my paint is drying. This is drying. Yeah, nope, the green stuff is still wet. Okay.
Hannah called Ethan the other day and asked him to go in her room and see if she had left this piece of art behind.
Uh-oh.
She thought she took it with her, but she couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
And so he went in her room and it was there. And she said, okay. She said, I don't want Mom to throw it away. So if you want it, you can have it. And so I'm going to frame it for him, but I wouldn't have thrown it away anyway, but I'm going to show y'all.
Okay. But wait. Let me find my thingy.
It's one of her first, she did it with oil pastels. She hasn't done a whole lot with oil pastels, but she did this with oil pastels. I guess it goes like this. You can see the sunken ship and the seashore.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's a really cool painting too. I definitely wouldn't have thrown
Uh-huh.
it away,
Yeah.
but it definitely is better. The Voyagers is the name of it. It definitely needs to be framed because it'll get all over anything it touches.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pastels. I've never really liked pastels a lot because of that. It just seems like they want to get everywhere.
Yeah. Hannah likes working with them,
Uh huh.
but but then trying to figure out what to do with it, you can't just throw it in a portfolio or something,
No,
you know.
you've got to seal it somehow to just even kind of use it.
Okay, I think this is going to work out pretty good.
I think so too. It's really cool looking. Of course, I should just leave you big because this is probably getting kind of boring. Everybody watching me um, just tear paper.
Oh, they can see what I'm doing just as good. This size is big, so
Well,
that
I
way they
could
can
have
keep
had
up with
all
what
these
you're doing
pages.
too.
I could have had all these pages prepped, but I am trying to work at the same time. So I had a lead show start last night. She wants to see both of us. Okay. Well, I just don't want to bore you. That's just the thing.
Oh, I always enjoy watching people build books, so I never find it boring. For one thing, I like to see what papers they choose.
Well, I just walked around my studio and picked up what was out.
There you go.
It's like, okay, what didn't get put away yet? That is what y'all are getting, is what didn't get put away yet. hmm And when I found the piece for the cover, I decided I would do two because, it's big enough to do two. Okay. This is easier for me. Just need reassurance that I probably never bore us, Tanya. Oh, okay. All right, guys. What you're tearing up now looks like that really nice packing paper that Amazon is using now. I've got a ton of it to use in my jelly plate. I haven't gotten any paper from Amazon lately. Of course, I haven't ordered hardly anything from Amazon. This actually came. What was this in? Oh, while we were in Elkhart, okay. Then our new RV, for some unknown reason, in 2023, they took off. As you come down the outside stairs to go out the door, there used to be a handrail on the left-hand side. Now there's only a handrail on the right-hand side. The way I come down the stairs and go up the stairs, this left-hand one is kind of like where I want to be able to grab hold. So, knowing that it's in the old rigs, I said, I want a handrail. So while we were there, I ordered it. They sent the handrail, but forgot to send the little buttons that go over the screws that hold it on the wall.
Oh dear.
This was in the package with the screws to hold it on the wall. I'm not sure I'm going to put that in just yet. So, anyways, that's what it was. That paper's not. What? Yes, I don't like puff pillows at all. For one, they're not reusable for anything that I do. Now, if they send me bubble wrap, I can reuse the bubble wrap because I do send out beads, and beads will go in bubble wrap, and that's okay. But I really don't like the other stuff.
Wait, and they're not something, even if you wanted to use them to resend packages or something, they're not easy to store.
No, they're not. So
I tried to save some of them because I thought, they work well, but I got irritated trying to figure out a place to put them. So
yeah.
Well, one thing I didn't realize is I'm cutting through this some.
Uh-oh.
And so it's making it. But that's okay. If I'm really going to just use it as a texture plate, which is what I intended anyway, it'll be fine. You can always
put some paper on the back of it.
That's true.
Okay. I would like to know why this corner of my studio is always so warm. The rest of the house, it feels like it's freezing to me, and this side of the studio is so warm.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm glad I got my little fan. I got one of those little tower fans.
Mm-hmm.
I had some pretty cheap at Ollie's, and I was like, I'm going to get that and put it in the dining room because it's the only, besides the bathrooms, it's the only room in the house we don't have a ceiling fan in. And if I have the ceiling fan on, I can stay pretty comfortable with the air conditioning still up pretty high.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this dining room doesn't have that, so. I turn that fan on and it keeps me cool.
We are definitely missing the ceiling fan in our new RV. The old one had a ceiling fan in it, and this one does not. So we have another little fan that we can, a plug-in fan, but
yeah. Can you add a fan, or would it compromise this roof?
It's about where the electrical wires come, and I think we can. We haven't really gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
Because of the way the Tiffins are made, their lights run down the middle, so the 12 volts right there, and that's how ours. It's in the 12-volt light fixture,
right?
And this one, the 12-volt lights are not in the middle. But I still think that there's enough room in the ceiling for a ceiling fan.
So what brand is this one?
Oh, this is a Renegade.
Renegade. Well, I thought that's what you were looking at.
Yeah.
But when you said you went back to Elkhart, I thought, oh, well, maybe they decided to.
Pretty much I'd say about 95% of all motorhomes are built in Elkhart.
Okay.
I
don't know why I just thought it was the Tiffin brand.
Yeah. Oh no, this is not a Tiffin.
Well, I knew that's not what you were looking at, but I just thought it was Tiffin that was built in Elkhart. So
no, Tiffin is built in Red Bay, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You did talk about going to Red Bay. I got confused.
Yep. That's all right. But they the big fifth wheels, and the furniture manufacturers are in Elkhart. The window manufacturers in Elkhart. Now the awning manufacturer has moved to Red Bay. Now they may have more than one plant. That may be the thing. So, corner where my recliners. Yeah, not good in the summer, and I'm gonna have to go turn the air down. So I'll be back in a minute.
All righty. Okay, my hand is getting tired from welding this knife, so I'm gonna put it up and do something else for a while, and then I can come back to it. But at least y'all got to see some of it, and maybe it inspired you to decide to do something like that. I'm going to stick this one underneath since that one's kind of floppy. It's floppy. Okay. I have some papers. Some of these are roll-off papers. I'm just going to add more paint to. And then some of them are a mixed media, a big sheet of mixed media paper that Hannah gave me, and I used it as an underpaper for when I was jelly printing, but I'm gonna paint on it. So I'm just gonna put paint on these things to use the way Tanya was using, making those doodles and stuff. So I don't know if I'll get around to actually it's a lot of paint. It's not necessarily colors I would normally choose either, so it'll be interesting. Some of them are. I really like this one. What is this called? Olive. I can't read. Olive green. I like that.
That is pretty. Mm-hmm.
And then there's not much of this sage green. But
is that the paint you got that was Hannah's?
That Hannah had left out in the studio, yeah.
Mm.
And then this is, let's see, white, sand, golden sunset, raw sienna, cream. Let's try to put them kind of in families or something. This one's called Nautical Blue. That's a nice blue. It's kind of grayed out a little bit. It's not as bright as it looks on the camera. Yeah, I like the brayer paper too. But I generally cover it a little more than this before I use it. So this one's coral. And this one's, what's this one? Bright yellow. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like bright yellow.
It's bright yellow. Mm-hmm.
Robin's egg blue. Pastel rose. It's very, very pale. It's hard to even tell. And this one is lilac. See, these are really, a lot of these are not Hannah's normal colors either. So I'm not sure what she was doing with this stuff. This one's wine. Okay, I'm just going to paint on them one at a time, and then, I need to hang up. Put my, no, I'm going to open a table to lay them on because I'm not in the mood to deal with hanging up the thing. Okay, be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I would have liked to have jelly printed Thursday, but I just didn't feel like cleaning up the mess, and I had so much else to do. Because after I jelly print, then there's a big mess everywhere. All those papers are on the floor and that kind of thing. So
I've got this little drawing table It's like 20 by 30 or something like that. Over that, Hannah had a bunch of her stuff stacked on when she was taking it, and so it's still sitting in the dining room.
Oh, well,
So
that worked.
it was, it was tilted straight up and down. So I just laid it back out flat, and that's what I'm gonna.
Put your stuff on.
Yeah.
That works. I may have already gotten all the pages I need. Because, you don't want to make it too fat. If you do, it breaks the binding. And Julie said that may be why she left them, because they weren't her style.
Yeah. Well, and she just doesn't use acrylic paint very often. And what she had, other than this, if she had thought about it, she'd have stuck this in that box. But what she had, other than this, that was acrylic, she gave to one of her new sisters. So,
Barbara
I'm just
said she
I
got her
didn't
little
mean to cover
clothesline
this up,
stretched
but that's
across
what's
the
happening.
back of the studio. So, yeah, and you're off camera, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody can see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not used to my camera being this far over this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for telling me.
Mm-hmm. Get the painted papers out of the way, but I tend to stack. See, and I just spin and throw them on the floor. I cover up my floor with paper, and then I spin and throw them on the floor. Okay. Okay, let's do this the other way. Yeah.
Okay. It looks a little bit better in person than it looks on the camera, but it's nothing special. But I'm going to doodle on top of it like Tanya did, so I'm not worried about that too much.
Yeah, all we were supposed to be doing was putting color down, and then she did have us do what do I want to say? Just a minute, it'll come into me. We used paint to paint some of the flowers we did, and I think I remember finding her name in my stuff. So let me tell you who she was. It was Stacy Spangler, and I don't think she does YouTube, but
Whoops. That came out all at once.
well, that's Yeah, I'm going to have all the pages I needed, and I've got a pile of paper still behind me.
Well, it's better to get out too much so that you can be kind of picky about what you actually use than to not get enough and be disappointed. So,
Yeah, I suppose. But I love this paper especially when you tear it up.
yeah.
It's just color.
Yeah, it is. It's because the flowers were so big
Mm-hmm.
that you
So
don't really see them. And they're kind of impressionistic.
right, for both. That looks skin color paint.
It does a little bit. It's a little orangier. a little orangier than skin,
Oops.
but
That's the wrong one. I need this piece. Then this piece. Then this piece on the outside. This piece. And then this piece on the outside. And how many?
brush strokes though, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I did after the papers dried. I went back with a really kind of dry brush. I kind of squished the
That
paint
was a
off
good idea.
and went over it with a dry brush after they were a little bit dry. Now, some of them were still damp when I did it, but
Yeah,
you see the brush strokes more if the underpaint is dry and whatever you're going over it with is wet.
yeah,
Or
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, that, but almost dry brush. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's too many pages. I think. Yeah, maybe not. Let's count how many is in this one, but I'll bet it's too many. I have found that 8 to 10 pages is about, 8 to 10 sheets, but I'll bet you this one has more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, I'm gonna move these two to the table.
That ought to be okay. It'll be all right. It might get full fast too, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, so we have both of our little signatures for both thingies. Hi, Lamont. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Sherry. Were you here before?
Hi, Lamont. Hi, Sherry. Sorry, talk right
cover
over you.
spine wider. I really don't want to make the cover spine wider, Julie. I really want just this flat folded spine. For my little journals that I work in on Sundays, usually it's just kind of better that way. I would get out some paint and paint this, but I think I'm just going to use my Posca pen so it will get dry because I can't go on until I get it dry. For one, on the Sunday, on my little, in this book, I sometimes have to take this spine and go backwards with it to make it lay flat by the time it gets full. So, and this one's got 16 pages in it. So there's a few that I didn't use. See, there's some I didn't do stuff on, but that's okay. If I have that happen in the next one, it's not a big deal. So we'll put them there and then see how they go. But okay, I think this one will do. This one's probably big enough.
Keep sliding the paper. Okay. Scooch that one over. Sometimes it's fun to just do nothing but slap some paint on.
Yeah, I thought about doing that today. But, you
still could if you want to.
I know. I am quite sure I could. And once I get this doodled on, then I want to put some Mod Podge over the top of it, which means that it won't be dry. I won't be able to finish anyways. So we'll see what I do after I finish doodling on this, because it's going to take a while. I'm just glad y'all are here today. I'm really glad Lisa could come play. Oh, that looks really cool.
That's interesting, all right. Not boring.
No, not boring.
Not exactly sure what I think about it, but
Well,
now I don't
the
like the
whole point,
fingerprints I've got all over it.
the whole point is you can cover it up later.
Yep. And I could cover it up right now
There you go. You could.
if I want
Yep.
to.
If you want to, you can cover it up right now. My husband just made Pop-Tarts, I can tell.
Mm.
You know what cinnamon Pop-Tarts with butter on them is like?
Oh, goodness. Sounds wonderful. Unless they've got icing.
Oh, no, we don't buy icing. The
Yeah.
icing is terrible.
It is.
That's why you use cinnamon ones and put butter on top of them.
I haven't ever done that. I've bought like the strawberry ones and put butter on top of them.
Well, Jeff likes blueberry ones too. That's it.
But
There's not many you can buy that don't have the icing on them.
that's true. That's true. I said something to Ethan once. I bought some, and I bought what the kids wanted, because that was like a real treat because we didn't buy them very much. And Ethan said, "Why would you bother buying Pop-Tarts if they don't have icing?"
Oh,
I said, "Because I don't like the icing, but I like the flavor of the Pop-Tart with butter."
Barbara, there's so many foods in this world that the only reason that you eat them is because of the butter and possibly the salt. Like popcorn and potatoes and bread and crackers. The only reason to eat any of those things is to have the butter. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm glad what I'm wearing is gross and I'm not caring about getting paint on it, because I keep sliding this right into my
Something.
tummy. Okay, that's better.
This needs, I wonder if I've got a tiny black one. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. that would cut out a lot of stuff, Barbara.
That in itself could be a clue, right? If I wanted to manage my food and take it all, I could just cut out anything that I like putting butter on. That's it. And like my sister said, Alaska Lisa says, from the girl who puts a whole stick of butter on a bowl. Yes, that's. Yeah, if you don't use a whole stick of butter on something, why eat it? Sorry. That's the way it is.
You can buy these. It's a RANA brand, and they have tortellini and ravioli and different things. But Ethan likes to get the tortellini, and he just cooks it and puts garlic powder and butter on it, and eats it just like that, and a little salt and pepper. But
well, as far as noodles go, the only real way to eat them is just with butter and maybe some basil, butter and basil, and yeah.
Now I hadn't thought about basil. Basil would be good with that.
Mhm. I like noodles with butter and basil. And right now I have enough basil. That's my next plan of action to get in the dehydrator is the basil. Okay. Okay, I think we're gonna finally open this giant one. I really want to use it. What happened to buying
Open
pickled
this
juice on your
giant
noodle?
what?
This giant Posca pen.
Ah,
You know, pickle juice on my noodles is, it was before I learned to eat tomatoes too. I still kind of like pickle juice on noodles.
I have
It's been a
never
while since
tried
I had
that.
it.
And as
Yeah.
much as I like pickles, I can't imagine.
Well,
Can't
but you
imagine
know,
eating it.
okay. Do you understand why? Okay, a salt girl would want pickle juice.
Yeah,
So, I've eaten pickle juice on ice cream before. It makes the ice cream really good.
I've seen pickle juice snow cones in the
Now
past, but
that's
I've never tried
interesting.
them.
Um, Mindy, as far as I'm concerned, Parmesan cheese is not allowed on my plate. If one little crusty grain of it gets on my food, I'm kind of grossed out, and that has to do with a smell thing.
Yeah,
Um, I
smells
cannot
like
stand.
dirty feet.
Smells worse than that to me.
That's
Uh,
what I always thought. It smells like dirty feet. I can eat it once it's incorporated in with a bunch of other stuff, but when you just open it up, it just smells like dirty feet.
oh, it's
But I
just
wouldn't
gross.
put it on my pizza or something. It has to be cooked in. But
Um, Jeff knows that his plate better not be anywhere near mine when he puts Parmesan on it. Because if it gets on my food, he's going to have to eat my food.
no accidents allowed.
No accidents allowed. Now, there's other things in this world that I do not like, and it's because of the texture of them, like lima beans. Cannot
Yes,
eat lima beans.
I am 100% with you on that one for the same reason.
This is a brand new Posca pen, by the way, guys. So if you
Oh,
don't know, you have to hydrate the tip before you can use it. So first you shake it really good, and then you have to hydrate the tip. And you don't want to do that on your page because it takes a while for the paint to
and
do
it
the.
sometimes goes bloop.
Yeah, oh yeah, it definitely will go bloop if you do that on your page. And you kind of want to do it slowly. There's a half a gallon. No, it's a half-gallon jar. So there's a quart of pickle juice in my refrigerator that Brandon had vegetables pickled in when he came to stay with us.
Yeah,
And he ate the vegetables, but the pickle juice is still in there because, you got to have it for other things.
yeah.
Come on
Darren
now.
used to drink pickle juice when he had leg cramps.
Yeah. And it's kind of good when you've been outside and need rehydrated kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um, okay. You know what? I'm gonna bring you guys in where you can see what this is doing because you can't see, and that's more fun.
Thank you.
Um, this is just one of those big fat Poscas. It's just I've got a white one too.
I think I have a white one, but I don't have a black one that size. But I think I
Mhm.
would like one. But I haven't bought a new Posca pen since Darren passed away, so I don't even know how many of mine actually will still work.
Well, I honestly think Linda sent me this one. I'm not going to tell you for sure. I might have bought this one, but I've had so many that were open already that I hadn't opened this one yet. But I decided I needed it for this cover. So and I do like the marks that it makes just by making, you know, marks. You do need to hold it just right though, because otherwise it doesn't leave a whole rectangle.
Ah, I like the little rectangle marks though. That's cool.
Yeah,
And most of them, you know, are just a round tip, and you couldn't leave a rectangle if you wanted to.
right. Then this one lets you have that rectangle thing happening.
So I think my white one is not like that because the biggest one I have still makes a round.
Yeah, I have a white one that has the same rectangle mark. Now, this paint's got some texture to it these days, so it's not always a perfect rectangle, but that's all right. I don't mind that. And of course, right now, because I just hydrated the tip, it's very juicy. So I gotta be careful not to lay my hand down anywhere.
Yeah.
It's doing anything but getting colder here. Way down here at the bottom.
Yeah. We had a couple of really nice days last week that were, you know, it was cool and it rained in the evening and it was really, really nice. And now we're back to summer. We had a lot of summer in April when it was supposed to be spring. So
Well,
those nice days were fun.
yeah, we're definitely summer. Okay, so kind of like that. Oh, now that one's perfect. I like that one.
I do too. I did what you said about letting it sit a little bit before I added.
Went back.
And this is the one I did right before it.
Exactly in the 70s. Yeah, not 104. Okay, so this pen is going to misbehave on this textured paper. That figures.
I think I need to add in a darker blue.
This watercolor paper's got just enough texture to it that it's going to have an attitude with that other pen. So we'll have to use the Posca pen.
So 70s in Alaska sounds marvelous. That's someplace that's definitely a bucket list kind of place for me. I would love to do that. My brother has a uncle-in-law that lives in Pensacola, and he has a place on the beach.
An uncle-in-law in Pensacola.
Yeah. Hmm. Anyway, he was saying we need to go to Pensacola. You've never been to Florida? I said, yes, we do. I know somebody there.
Yes,
He
you
was like,
do.
seriously? I said,
And you could come stay with me.
I could stay with you. It would be
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, there goes my
Anyway,
phone. Like there goes it again. I
uh,
might need to look at that. A
yeah,
little hard on wrapped up feet, but otherwise, glory. Oh, yes. But you're getting around, right?
60s in Eureka, California. That sounds good too.
Uh-oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Just that my husband left his hat in Mark's car. His outdoor flappy hat that he uses when he picks berries and stuff like that.
Ah,
Did you see my sister's thing? You have a standing invitation to Alaska.
oh, I would so love to come see you, Lisa. I really would. That would just be awesome. I've never been the kind of person who wants to go on cruises,
Oh gosh, we
but
don't either.
I would like to go on an Alaskan cruise.
The inland passage, I wouldn't mind doing that. We have talked about
Yeah,
that.
because I think you could see a lot of Alaska that way. That it would take a lot more time to see otherwise.
Well,
But
yes and no, because you don't see the tundra and some of
well,
those
that's
things that are so amazing. Um, but you have to travel a fair amount of Alaska to see that too.
yeah.
Um, do the inland passage on the ferry. Yes.
Okay.
No pain at all, but reacted to what they cleaned me with, so I'm on Benadryl. Ugh, just what you needed. Um, I'm having to be really careful where I'm working because not all of that is dry. Not all of the black is dry. So I'm kind of I'm moving it around where I can get my baby finger down on the paper. Just let me silence my phone, guys. Oh no. Oh no.
What's
Mark dropped
wrong?
his blueberries and they spill all over.
Oh dear, all that work for nothing.
All that work.
Can you pick them up,
Oh,
wash them off?
well, yeah, they'll,
It's just
I
more
mean,
work, but
well, I won't be able to pick all of them up from the way it looks, but
yeah.
oh, that's bad. That's bad, bad, bad. Okay, let's just start on here. I think I can do some of it. Okay. Let's try the other one.
Pick as much up as possible. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and yeah, but my guess is he had them in a container that had a lid on it, and my guess is he picked it up by the handle, which
Oh
would
yeah.
not be what I would do. That's, you know,
Betty is more careful next time.
yep. But that is sad because it's so much work to do that and then to have them drop like that.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that now he has to bend over to pick them all up.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I might end up without any blueberries if it was me because my bend over is not, it's getting worse all the time.
That's why I have a footstool in the kitchen so I could sit down to get in the bottom cabinets.
There you go. I sit on the just the bar stool. It's a short,
Mm-hmm.
table size bar stool. I mean table height bar stool, and that's in the kitchen anyway, and so I do that to get in that cabinet. But I try to put things in there. Hannah and I've moved stuff so that there's not as much stuff for me to get there.
Yeah, it's the stuff you don't use very much.
Yeah.
Julie's liking that one very much.
Thanks.
No, Alaska Lisa liking that one. Is who said
Thanks,
it.
Lisa. I like it
So.
too. I'm sitting here thinking though, um, I'm going to add a little copper, but I'm going to let the
Oh
cabinet dry
yes, of
first.
course.
I haven't been doing
Duh.
copper lately. I need to do some copper.
Mm-hmm. Um, the my big islandy thing. There's cabinets underneath it, so you have to get down and under like a foot of the cabinet countertop to get into those cabinets.
Yeah.
So they're and I don't have a lot of cabinets in my kitchen because we took a whole wall out of my kitchen. So I don't have a lot of cabinets, so I have to use those.
Well, I'm the same way, but
Yeah, because you have a small kitchen.
I have a
My
very small
kitchen is
kitchen, and some of my cabinets are under that table. That's
yeah, and
yeah,
it's like an island, like mine.
yeah,
Mine is just a taller island, and only because we put cabinets underneath it. But it has an overhang so that I could put bar stools up underneath it, which I've never bought. So it's like I honestly don't think we would sit there, but it is there so that I could put bar stools over there. And
that's too much copper.
my original thought was that we might eat there.
Oh yeah,
Not happening. I got to
it
get
didn't.
something to
It
eat.
wasn't. Um, it didn't dry brush like I was hoping it would. There was too much paint.
Oh, uh-huh. Well, you can always go back over it with blue.
I think I'm.
But I
Probably
kind of
going
like
to.
it like it is. Barbara's going to get something to eat. Yay, so she won't be hungry.
That's good.
We don't need Barbara hungry.
No, we like her to be well fed and happy.
Okay, maybe one of the other ones will draw better than that one. Not that one.
Can't have too much copper. Okay, well I tend to agree with you, but but I wanted it to be an accent, and it kind of took over. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this and see if it'll. It's not the color that is underneath, so it might.
No, but I kind of like that. Is that kind of a red brown that's off to the side that's on your under your drop
Right here?
paper? Yeah.
Yeah, it is wine.
It almost looks like that needs a very tiny little super super dry brush on top of that blue.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty.
And Alaska Lisa says that it will change when you doodle on it, and that's true.
That is true. But now I'm wanting to add the wine too. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. This time I'm going to be smart. I'm going to put some of the wine over there.
Yes.
And load my brush with it instead of putting it on the paper.
Yeah, and actually maybe put your brush, take some of it off on. Take some of it off on another paper. Yeah. Up, she says. Yep. Add the wine. I keep stopping, and that makes my pen clog up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is what this one looks like now.
Oh, I like that. I like it a lot.
So yay. I'm going to get that because the next piece of paper I'm going to put down here is bigger. And it'll probably get on it and then stick.
Okay, let me see.
Mm.
I wish they made watercolor
Thanks, Sharon.
paper that was smoother.
You wish they made what?
Watercolor paper that was
Oh.
smoother. I don't like bumpy paper.
Well, hot press is smooth.
I thought that's what this was, but it's got a texture to it.
Maybe you need to use Bristol paper.
Yes,
Very smooth.
Yeah. And it would be I just don't how does it pick up watercolor if I was doing watercolors on it?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's next time I want to play with the watercolors, I have to get it out and try it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what I was doing that I had this piece of watercolor paper out, but it had paint on it, and then it had something where I had rolled my brayer off on it. So who knows what I was doing. It just needed more work. Okay, Julie. Well, be careful and don't
You may
overdo
need to
it.
close your eyes.
Yeah. Of course, we're not talking very much.
We're not. We're not being very good at that. I'm sorry.
Well, that's both of us. It's not just you. It's me too. Once again, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, I guess. Oh, I like that tap, 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 tap. Mm-hmm. Let's put some paint on it. Mm-hmm.
I was trying to, just kind of sling it out there, but it was just not working. So
I want
it
to
was
use
getting
more
all over
paint.
itself and not.
Oh, I really want to use more paint.
Well, I've got so much paint. I need to paint every day just to use it up in the next 20 years. It's ridiculous. That I love having all the colors. I love seeing it all around my room and all those colors, but I don't use it that often unless I jelly plate.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah, I kind of need to start paying more attention to paint. I also want to paint some tissue paper and some deli wrap for collage.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I silenced that.
It's all right.
It doesn't seem to want to silence it. Oh yeah, this is coming together. Yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep. This is going to be a fun cover, I think.
I think so.
I did a session of jelly print where we used up nearly empty paints. It's amazing how far paint. Yeah, that's true. When you're jelly plating, it goes forever. It takes a lot to use up your paint. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Don't let a wet, painty finger hold down your thing or you end up with a hole.
Oh, thanks, Lisa. Yeah, you don't want to end up with any holes.
No. That's way more gold than I need, but it kept oozing out.
Well, that's all right. That means it wanted to be on your paper, right?
Probably.
I didn't realize that it was going to take me all day today and not get the not get the little journal page or little journal made. Oh well.
Oh
It's the
well.
way, it's the way it is. No, I
Lisa
was
said
looking.
liking that one.
Yeah. Um.
It's the more you're doodling, the better it gets.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking it. It's getting there. I think it's going to need a few more little white dots, tiny dots here and there out, not on the black, but I think it's getting close to being done.
Okay. I did a little better with the gold not taking over.
Oh, I
I did
like
on the
that one.
last one.
Now, that one's pretty. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was, so I guess it's unimportant, but.
Well, if it's important, maybe you'll think of it again.
Oh, I know what it was. Before I got on today, I was looking up how to make Tabasco sauce. I think I can handle it.
How do you make it?
Well,
I
there's
mean,
a
obviously you
couple,
need Tabasco peppers.
right. There's a couple ways because you can ferment the peppers or not ferment the peppers.
Oh, uh-huh.
So, basically, the non-fermented one is just to boil them in salt and vinegar, and then basically pulverize them and strain it. Because the seeds tend to not pulverize up, and so you strain the seeds out just so that it's, smooth. And
Right.
I do use Tabasco sauce in things, so it would be something I would use.
Yeah.
So, and you don't have to make a huge amount at one time. So I'm thinking about I might do some of that.
Sounds like fun. Do y'all have Tabasco pepper plants, or do you need
Yes.
to buy?
Yeah. No, that's some of the ones I gave to Mark today was because the plant is covered with them, and Brandon wasn't eating them fast enough, to
Yeah.
eat them up. That more will come on. So, um, okay. I think we just need some white dots in some of the other places. But and I think there's 2 Tabasco pepper plants. There's 2 serrano peppers. There's a couple of other hot ones, but they're not putting on so much we can't eat them yet.
Yeah.
My son just came in and I'm going to need to go speak to him for a minute. Sorry about keep leaving you.
Well, that's all right.
So, chat got quiet too, so I'm not the only one that got quiet.
Whoops. Um, hmm. Lisa's back to knitting. What are you knitting, Lisa? I'm sorry, I'm asking you questions and you're trying to knit. That's not good. A double knit shawl in navy and gray. Cool. Perfect grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, that sounds so good, Barbara. I haven't had a grilled cheese sandwich in literally years. That sounds
I
wonderful.
have I haven't either. That's interesting. I mean, um, and I love making a bacon grilled cheese sandwich. They're really good too.
Yes, they are.
Yum, 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 yum. Of
I
course,
mean, it
any
only makes it better.
I was going to say anything you put bacon and butter are both, one of those things that if you put it on something, I'll probably eat it.
Yeah.
However, don't put bacon in lima beans. I'm still not going to eat them.
Me either. Uh,
Just that's just ruining bacon. But that's beside the point. That just would ruin the bacon.
we don't want to ruin the bacon.
No, we don't want to ruin the bacon. Grilled cheese on toast.
I do make. I have made. Well, Hannah did actually. For some reason, the last week she was here, she was like, "I want cheese toast for breakfast every morning." So she would make her some, and she would make me some. We don't normally even have bread, but we had bought a loaf of French bread that had these everything seasoning on it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had cheese toast several days in a row when I don't normally do that right before she left. So
Jeffrey likes to get day old French bread and then make cheese toast on it.
Yeah.
And it's
My
really good.
my grandmother, my grandma and granddad had a bakery for a long time,
Mm.
and I have all her recipes and this huge tin that's probably, I don't know, 13 or 14 inches wide. It's got all her
Mm.
old bakery cookbooks. I mean, everything's coated in flour in that tin.
Yeah.
but but she was the pickiest bread person I've ever met, and her bread had to be have set around for a while.
Oh.
She couldn't stand it when it was gummy.
Mm. Mhm.
And she said, if she said, even bread that looks good, and she would just take a piece of bread and she would do this, and it would just become this gummy mess. And she goes, see, but then after a few days, she would do it and it would not. So she goes,
Uh-huh.
that's when it's good, when it stops making a little
When,
ball,
when it's not gummy, huh?
when it's not gummy. That was her word for it. I don't know if that's the word I would have used, but
But mhm.
get lazy and just broil them. Yeah. Well, that's what we'll just put it in the toaster. That's what we did with ours too. Is just put it in the toaster. Okay. I need to add another color.
Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna make me bigger so that you can see it because I think it's done.
All right. That is very pretty.
Oops, that doesn't work. There we go, like that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep. Now, when I cut it in half, they will go this way. So let me see. I know I have a cutter here somewhere. It's in this decidedly messy place. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Mindy. So now, I also think it needs black around the edges. It needs to be inked.
It needs to be inked. I have to agree with that. Doesn't matter how
Mm-hmm.
pretty it is, it needs to be inked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do I want to round the corners? No, because the pages, I don't want to go through and round all the papers on the edges. So, I really got to start using mine more. I just have not. We've not used it very much. Of course, it was just present. It was because he wanted it, and he just hasn't cooked. He's been kind of busy. I can't complain about that. Of course, he spent 2 days doing something on the Jeep and had it not work. So, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oops, I forgot to put Lisa back up there.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just moving on to another piece of paper. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that inking on the edges really kind of makes it kind of stand
yeah,
out.
that just makes it Like
Mhm.
it takes it from a really cool piece of paper to art.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like it finishes it
Yeah.
somehow.
So now the next question is should I fold it and ink the spine? Probably should.
Yes.
Because I want to put a coating on it, so I need to ink it before I put the coating on it.
Yeah.
hmm It kind of frames it. That's part of, I think, what happens when you ink it.
Yeah.
It frames the edges. It holds all the art inside.
Yes.
Yeah, Julie, because I had one piece of paper that was, it was bigger. It was big enough to make 2 covers. So I decided to cut up enough pages to make 2 journals. I'm probably going to give it away next Sunday. Okay, but like I said, I think I need to fold it and ink the spine. So we're going to find out how horribly off the grain is on this piece of paper. Trying to fold it. Bone folder, where did you go? There you are. Well, how about that? Look, it didn't do too bad. Didn't crack the paint even hardly.
Yay.
It ought to be fine once I get the Mod Podge on it. So
Got fingerprints all over it. Man, those really showed up. Oh, you can't see it in the cameras, but good. But boom, 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 boom.
that is called, impressionism, right? Because you put your fingers
Impressed
in.
it. Yep, I did.
Oh yeah, this paper folded really well. I'm pleased with having chosen that for the cover. Now we just have to ink that side. And then we'll open it back up and put Mod Podge on it. Okay. Yep. I really like this one.
I like all of the ones you do.
Well, sometimes I like them better than others.
Yeah.
Well,
that's normal.
But that's true with everything, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I like the food I cook better than others.
Oh, me too.
It's easier cooking with Brandon here, honestly, because he'll eat the leftovers.
You don't have to eat them 3 times. You can just eat leftovers once. Or
Well, the last batch we've eaten about 4 times.
yeah.
Because yeah, the head of cabbage that came out of the garden was so big that it filled my crock pot completely.
Wow.
And I took a container out and put it in the freezer.
So
But
did you,
I still had a full
cook
container.
cabbage, or what'd you do with it?
I put cabbage and beets from the garden and carrots. Now, I didn't use the carrots from the garden because I still had some that had been purchased, so I used those. Onions. Let me think. Beets, cabbage, carrots, onions, peppers,
Oops.
ham. That was it.
Oh, that sounds
Oh, and
good.
some, and herbs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It's just that it made a lot. So
That looks very nice.
okay, so now I have to Mod Podge it.
It's funny because
And-
it looks even better folded up into a journal than it did big.
Yes, I like it better folded up into a journal too. I'm gonna after I get this Mod Podge, I'm gonna have to go again because I didn't get any water. Talk about my day is not, not being as organized as I had hoped I had gotten organized, and I just didn't. Although maybe I have enough water in my spray bottle. No, I don't. Not enough water in the spray bottle. Yep. Okay. Well, that's
Shame
all
we're
right.
not together. I could hand you my spray bottle.
There you
Wouldn't that
go.
be awesome?
I try that, and the ink pad goes airborne. Oh, well, I guess I'm kind of heavy-handed though. Look at how. Oh, you can't see it really. Just a minute, and I'll change the focus. But look at how bad my pad has gotten. I mean,
Oh, yeah, that one.
see how ragged?
Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Teresa.
It's definitely well loved and well used.
It's not near as bad as the coffee one, but the coffee one looks really awful. I'm like, ugh. Look at this one. This one is just sad.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Sad. But they have been well used, so. Okay, so now I'm going to Mod Podge these. Okay, and then I need a place to put them. That means I need a piece of paper on the floor. Something it won't stick to. Just so everybody knows, this is what I used to put on the floor. This is freezer paper, and it's got that shiny side on one side, and
Right.
okay, so I don't dare lay painty paper on my hardwood floor. So I use this, and I lay anything that's gonna have to lay on the floor on this.
Yeah, that would almost be a divorce issue.
I think it might. I think it might. Yeah. Seeing as how he put 8 coats of stuff on my floor.
Yeah, he worked very hard on that floor.
Mm-hmm. However, he has forgotten how to be the tea fairy.
Ah, well.
Yeah. I don't know.
She's been streaming so many years, she can get up and get her own tea.
I guess that's what he figures. He may be asleep out there because, he went and picked blueberries this morning, so
That's
he might
true,
be
that's
out
true.
cold.
Well, you can't complain he doesn't bring you tea if he went and picked you blueberries.
Well, that is true. Mm-hmm. That is true.
Okay, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun just
Well, that's
putting
all that matters. That's
paint
all
all
that
over
matters.
it.
There's paint all over it. Okay, well, that's all that matters. Is that you're having fun.
Oh,
Now, I do not know if this is going to take 1 or 2 coats of Mod Podge because you never know how much the paper is kind of going to suck up. So we're going to go for 1, and since it won't be dry, I will have to check it out and maybe tonight, and then if I need to, I will. Oh dear, it looks like this batch of, oh yeah, they're dry, not gonna be good. Okay, so my baby wipes got all dry apparently while I was gone.
oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even if you have it completely clicked shut, but my problem is sometimes I think I've got it clicked shut when it's not completely done. Like there's
Yeah,
a little
well,
corner of the
thing open.
next one sticking out or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gone a few months, so,
You were.
and that was the package that was sitting there. How will you know it has enough? By the feel of it, Lisa. I like it to feel kind of glossy. Just a minute. When I get this picked up, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about on the old one. Um, um, this is an envelope that has painted papers over the surface of it, and it's only Mod Podged on the outside, which is all I'm going to do to this piece. But it has kind of a plasticky feel to it. So if it's only got like 1 coat, sometimes it doesn't feel sturdy enough. And the second coat adds sort of a stability to it that I know it's going to hold up, because I've been using this book. How long did we figure this out? Well, this one right here says September of 2022. And well, that's August of
while.
2022. So I've been using this book for a while because I don't work in it when I'm gone off. So it's got to hold up. And the reason I'm stopping in this book and not going to fill every page is because I'm starting to lose the integrity of the spine because I've got it so full, which is, it happens. It just happens. So, but I want it to feel like it's sturdy and kind of like it's got a good coating on it. And sometimes the paper has more than enough, and sometimes it doesn't when you put paint on it too. So, like if it's in a book and I'm just Mod Podging it to keep it sealed, then it doesn't ever need a second layer. 1 layer is more than enough. But if it's gonna get abused the way my study journal seems to get abused,
It's a cover. It's different.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to go get water after I clean up the table. But it will take a good probably hour to dry, even with the air conditioner running. I think I won't guarantee that that's how long it's going to take, but It'll take a little while to dry.
Welcome back, Julie.
Um,
Don't know where she went, but she went somewhere and she came back.
and she came back. Yep. Okay, I am going to go get some water in my bucket for my paintbrush, for my Mod Podge brush, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to have to wash my hands too, because we don't want to do this because it'll dry in there. And my brushes get bad enough as it is, but water will keep it from doing that. So,
Yeah.
and I'm going to ask the tea fairy to make me tea.
Come back, come back. Hi, Susan, Jasper. Happy you're here. Tanya's gone for a minute. She'll be back. I'm just painting paper so I can doodle on top of it. Trying to decide if I want to add. I think I'm going to add a little copper to this one too.
Well, the tea fairy is napping.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jasper.
Well, you can take the time to make your own tea. We'll wait.
I did.
Good. Because we don't want you to be without.
No, because that's when my throat will get dry, and that's when I will cough, and then we'll both be like, "Oh dear, here." I wanted to show off this fun pile because it's really fun when you make it into a pile.
Yeah.
They were like they were having fun when it was a pile the other day, so now it's another pile. It's like, okay, just pile, little bowl.
It's so
Yep.
pretty.
Thank you, Barbara.
Looking forward to making some.
Yeah, I'm really. They were fun. They've been fun. I really have been having fun with this. So, hopefully I can get all of the little thingies made, and then I can get the canvases done that I plan to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to doodle on this for a while.
I haven't made any plans on what I'm going to do with these, so I guess I'll see what your canvases look like, and I may do that, or I may just make pages in a book. I don't know. I don't really have place to display anything like that.
That's why I'm gonna. Let me go get the things. This week there will be a video, but let me go get them and I'll show them to you. They're here somewhere.
Okay. there's that one. Mm.
Okay, so this is just a minute. I'll back us up just a little bit more. This is the board that she gave to us. It is yeah, wood. Oh, she's gone. She went away to put her paper up. Now she can't see.
No, I can't see.
Yeah, Jasper,
Oh,
I make
okay.
a gallon of sun tea every day when we're home. You know,
Oh, thank you, Barbara. We have fun together. We sure do.
that's right. We definitely have fun together. This is the board that she gave us. It's just like it's a wooden canvas board, right?
Yeah, I actually have some of those that I bought to do encaustic work on.
Yeah, well,
which I still have not done.
I may use it for something else, but I didn't want to do this project on it.
Yeah.
Because I really don't have a use for anything like this on my wall. If I was going to do something on my wall, I need it to be big.
Yeah.
So, and I do have some plans to do some stuff on my wall, but yeah. So anyway, so I went to Dollar Tree and I bought these. These are those art canvas. They're cardboardy things. They're just, like 1/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah, I think I have some of those somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
and
at the studio.
I have some smaller. I have smaller ones, and I have bigger ones that I got other places besides Dollar Tree. But these are basically the same size as this board she gave us. So I thought I'll tell you in just a minute, Teresa. In lieu of doing the project her way, on this board, I would do it her way so that I am, finishing the workshop project, but do it on these. And I'm going to do 2 because, I think the back of your journal should be as pretty as the front.
I agree.
So I'm going to do it like that. And then I am going to do a Coptic binding.
Oh, yeah.
Make a journal with papers and Coptic binding. Probably be just plain white paper in it, just because. But that's my plan. And Teresa, you put the tea and water in the jar, in a glass jar, and put it in the sun, and that makes sun tea. That's all you do is you put the tea in a jar, bag tea, tea bag. You put it in the jar. It has to be glass, because if it's not glass, now you can do it in a smaller jar, or a glass pitcher. The last time I needed a jar, I had to go buy pickles because I couldn't.
Till it looks dark enough that you like it, Teresa.
Yeah, till it's now. I put mine out in the morning, and Jeff goes and gets it after dinner. That's just
so you drink it the next day,
and then you drink it the next day. That's right.
Yeah.
So because I don't like it hot, and I will tell you that jar outside. Okay, first off, I have a cinder block stood up outside. It's just standing up, and we take the jar out, we stick it on that cinder block, and the sun gets on it most of the day. That jar will get so hot you can barely pick it up. This time of year, it is hot when it comes in the door. So Jeff doesn't even pour it in a container until it's sat on the counter for a little while. It really doesn't have to stay out that long. A few hours will usually do it as long as you have good sun. But here, even in this, on a gray day, as hot as it is this time of year, that jar will get hot. So I just like it better than having the tea boiled, or, I don't know. You don't usually boil tea, but you usually boil the water and put the tea in it. And I just happen to like it better than that. It's 95. Yeah, that's right. So, and I like my tea dark, and I drink it. This is there's lemons in here, dehydrated lemons. Just in the morning, I put lemons in my water. Start with water, I put dehydrated lemons in there, and they just stay in there all day. But we drink it pretty dark too. Oh, and I do. You'd have to also pick the kind of tea that you like, because I am kind of picky. I do not like Louisiana tea. That brand is one I don't like. So I like Lipton. I buy the giant bags that are for a gallon of tea, and I put one of those in my jar plus two. No, wait a minute. There are 4 little tea bags of, I think it's Bigelow raspberry Zinger tea. And I put both of those in there because I like the flavor, but just a little bit. See, yeah, so if you like Red Diamond, use Red Diamond. Dehydrated oranges might be nice too. Yes. Probably until about 4:30, Barbara. I have to do some things out in the yard, and oh, that's going to be so cool. Oh, that's going to be really cool. Oh. Raspberry Zinger. Yes, I like Raspberry Zinger tea. Now, Raspberry Zinger tea has a lot of hibiscus in it, just so you know. It has a citrusy flavor. It doesn't make the gallon of tea so citrusy that Jeff won't drink it. But it takes, I don't know, it takes the bite off of the plain black tea.
I like the cold brew black tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as acidic or something. I'm not sure. It doesn't give me heartburn like regular black tea does.
Mm-hmm. And see, I'm not as fond of that as I am the regular one. So
You just got to do the kind that works for you.
that's what I'm saying. You got to choose the tea you like best. Yeah, I like the red spirals on there. The other thing is, I think, okay, when I have to make tea in the camper, I cannot put it outside, right? So I have to heat water and put the tea bags in it, all that mess. I think that making it in the sun, how shall I explain this? It also makes it less acid. It's kind of odd, but it does.
I think that's probably true. I have done sun tea, but it was before I started having trouble with that. So I can't say from experience, but I think it probably has to, there's something maybe about boiling the water that makes it worse. I don't know.
Oh, if you like the blackberry and the peach, you'll like the raspberry. The raspberry is not real raspberry tasting. It really isn't all by itself even. And Jasper's going to go make some sun tea. Yep. But it has, I don't know. It's a nice flavor. I like it. It's not real fruity. Let's put it that way. It's not real fruity. But I also like the I like hibiscus, Jamaican sorrel, red sorrel, whatever you want to call it. It's roselle, which is in the hibiscus family, and it makes a almost lemonade type tea.
I like it's TZAO brand. That's the passion iced tea.
I haven't tried that one.
And I mix it with green tea.
I
brew them together. I just put both tea bags in there together.
There, yeah. I'm getting ready to make my own chai tea. I'm going to make some starting in the morning. There you go. I use hibiscus flowers in my tea. I have hibiscus on my patio. Okay. I don't want to tell you that the hibiscus you have on your patio is the same kind you make tea with. Okay? Because there's a difference. There's multiple kinds of hibiscus, and there's I cannot tell you, my son could tell you exactly which ones are which and whatnot, but you know that black tea and green tea is made from a camellia. Okay, Lisa, see you in a little bit. It's camellia, just a minute, census. But the camellias that most people have on their porches or in their yards are Camellia japonicus. So, you know, I don't want to tell you, yes, you can do that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I would
Lisa,
definitely look
last
it
I
up
worked in
first.
yeah, I would definitely. I don't want to tell you yes. I don't want to tell you no because that could get us both into troubles. Um, the the hy- the the roselle. The flower looks like a white hibiscus flower. It's smaller. Um, but the oriental markets sell a larger red hibiscus flower that they use in food and drinks. And I'm not exactly sure which one is which. So that's a research topic for you. I used to do rosehip tea. Oh, I love rosehip tea. I love rosehip tea. When we were in Maine, they have these Ragusa roses and the rose hips. I am not kidding. They were the size of this cap. It was like, ugh. Um, there is a tea we can't get here called hot cinnamon sunset tea. Oh, that sounds so good. I had a glass jar with a spigot, and that is why I had to get a new jar because the spigot got nasty, and then when I took it out to clean it, it didn't seal. So I bought a pickle jar because it was cheaper to buy pickles in a jar and take the pickles out. I could have thrown them away even than it was to buy an empty jar. That was it was just weird that way, but prefer the gusto. Okay. Plastic. Oh, that would be cool. I honestly don't think that it would be good to put plastic out in the heat. I'm afraid it might, just as hot as this jar gets, I would worry that the plastic would get bad. I
Yeah,
want
it
to
might
see it.
leach
Yeah,
into your tea.
yeah. But there are lots of plants in our yard we could use that we don't. I actually have Camellia census planted. I haven't picked any leaves off of them because they're still small. Um, I've got some more started from the seeds in my um, greenhouse that I need to get put in the yard. Again, they're small, they're tiny. Um, because I wanted to have that kind of a plant in my yard. But they're not as showy or as pretty as the other kind. But they have flowers on them and they attract the bees real well, so. But I have a lot of weird things in my yard too. Um, Things that other people wouldn't put in their yard. So,
Uh-oh.
oh, what? Well, there you go. Fix that one. There you
There
go.
you go.
Fix it.
No problem. It's big.
It's fixed. Yep. That's what matters. It's fixed. Okay. What do I want to do with this one? I think I want to make little dots. I could sit for hours and hours doing this. It's just one of those.
Well, it sounds a lot like chai, Julie.
Yeah, and I like chai tea, but some chai teas I don't like. It's just really weird. I didn't realize that chai tea had black pepper in it.
Yeah, and and you do need, if you want it to taste like chai, you do need the black pepper, because I made a mix and it had everything in it except pepper, and I thought that's probably not necessary, and it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same, no. Um, Teresa, I have butterfly. I actually have 4 kinds of gingers now. I have some butterfly ginger, um, and I have shampoo ginger, which is the pine cone ginger, the one with the big pine cones. And I have 2 kinds of more palatable gingers. There again, my understanding is they're all edible, but not all edible things are palatable. Um, but I was given the butterfly ginger, so I put it in the yard, and then I got the shampoo ginger. The shampoo ginger, the pine cones that it grows on it, make this soapy type liquid that's really good for your skin and your hair. Butterfly ginger is
Tell
supposed to be
Hannah about
good.
that.
Well, you'll have to tell me because I was under the impression it was not good. So you'll have to let me know, Teresa. What else? What's the what else you got in your yard? Inquiry minds want to know what's the weirdest thing. Weirdest. I'm thinking. I'm going around the edges of the yard to try to figure out which is the weirdest thing. The yukon might be kind of weird. Not very many people have that in their yards. I have sunchokes in my yard, and a lot of people want those eradicated. Weirdest thing. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know what might be the weirdest thing. Okay, it's not the weirdest thing because my friend has been growing it for years, and she says she cooks with it. Well, I'm sure you'll have to tell me how it tastes, because that was the conversation I had. It wasn't Santa Claus. That's the weirdest thing. No, I don't have any sculptures, but my son planted purslane. Okay, on purpose. Now, those of you who don't know, purslane is a weed for most
And it's
people.
very, very good for you.
Yes, very, very good for you. It also has a really pretty little tiny flower that bees like. Um,
My mom had it
no one,
all in
not
her
everyone has
yard.
Santa in their yard building garden beds. Well, that is true. I do have Santa Claus in my yard. Very often he's in my yard. Right now he's in the living room. It's ground usually, Julie. But nope, Jasper, I don't have any sculptures out there. I have lots of garden beds, and right now we have this amazing uh, uh, tomato trellis because Brandon put in, I think he told me there's 29 tomato plants out there. Um, isn't purslane the one that you crunch up and put on bee stings? That I've never.
I don't know, but it is kind of like a succulent a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's very got a lot of moisture inside it, so I can see how that might make a good poultice but I don't know.
Don't know that we've got any feverfew, Teresa, but I do have yarrow. Um, and it's doing very nicely. You can, and it's edible. Yeah, it's definitely edible. Um, he used to have it growing in his garden beds that, he didn't have to plant it. It doesn't grow in our yard. It's like we don't have that. Um, so he had to plant it so that we would have it.
We had purslane just growing everywhere, and we put it in salads. That's what we did with it.
Mhm.
But my stepfather had the guy come spray all the weeds,
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
and no more purslane.
Yeah. Oh,
So
we have,
I'm gonna have to plant some on purpose.
yeah. I know what I've got that I'll bet you nobody else around here's got, and that is called a Mexican spinach tree. Um, it's apparently a South American tree type thing, and mine are only about a foot and a half tall right now, maybe 2 feet. They're big enough I can start taking leaves off of them. You absolutely must cook it. You cannot eat it raw. It will give you a tummy ache if you eat it raw. But there's a lot of wild plants that'll do that. This one you have to boil it for like 20-25 minutes. You really have to boil the heck out of it. So that's kind of an odd plant.
That's definitely one I've never heard of.
Want to find some to plant and okay, wait a minute. The spinach tree, Teresa, or the yarrow? She'll have to tell me. She went to get something. No, Jasper, I live in the panhandle of Florida. I am. We are in almost to Alabama, in the panhandle of Florida. So it's very wet and humid here. The last couple of years, we've had some serious freezes. I'm afraid our orange tree is a goner, which makes me very sad because a couple of years ago, Jeff took over 400 oranges off of it. So it was a very happy little tree. And now, but we had 3 days where the weather was below freezing in the daytime. And it hasn't come back from that. We'll see. The neighbor has a lemon tree, so that's where I get my lemons from the neighbor. I have taro in my yard too. Of course, we have those giant elephant ear things that everybody plants in their yards here. They were everywhere in the yard. We've sort of taken a bunch of them out because they were kind of a nuisance. They were everywhere. But then the freeze also took a bunch of them out. So we have bananas, but we haven't gotten bananas the last couple of years because we've had too much cold winter. So we got bananas. First couple of years we were here, we got bananas. But as it gets colder, the our plants are going to have to change. So, oh, I'm doing that, and you guys can't see it, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. When Teresa, let me know when you come back, so you can tell me what it is you want to see. Oh, I know. Probably the weirdest thing I have in my yard now is a 32-year-old pickup truck. Actually, my son says it's probably closer to 33 years old. Because he was looking at the exact date it was built, because Mhm. Yeah, I think it was the Mexican spinach tree. It's really odd. It has a leaf that is kind of the shape of a maple leaf. Not quite, but kind of on that same order. It was kind of interesting. I have something called Okinawan spinach. Really like that. You okay, hon?
I'm sorry. Let me mute.
No, I don't want you to mute. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. She wants to see the spinach tree. Okay, well, I'll have to try to take a picture because I don't have a picture of it. And like I said, it's one of those things that you really have to know that that's what you have, and when you pick it, if you're going to eat it, you need to. I have a moringa tree. It's in a pot so that we can dig it up and put it in the greenhouse again this winter. I'll try to get a picture of it before Thursday. I won't promise anything. I've got when I get off of here in a few minutes, and I'll probably need to go in about 5 minutes because I've got to get back. I'm in the middle of a bead show, so I thought it was supposed to start Thursday night, and it didn't. It started last night, so that's what happens when your calendar's all messed up. So when you stop coughing, you need to unmute.
Thank you. Sorry.
That's okay. I just knew I couldn't hear you, and you were back to painting. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what other odd things that we have planted in well, I do have the roselle, which, you know, um, what else? Hmm. The Okinawan spinach is an odd thing too, which it grows kind of like a bush, but it will handle the heat, and it is very mild flavored, and we eat it in salads. Um, it's got a small, the leaf is about like that size, but it's green on the top and purple on the bottom. And purple vegetables are very, very good for you. They have different kinds of vitamins in them. And since it's so hot here so much of the year, um, if I want things that are like greens for fresh salad greens, it's one of the things that will survive and we can eat that way. So I like that just like it is, I think. Want a you want a eucalyptus? You think it'll grow up there? Um, I I'm afraid that even here we get enough cold that I'm not sure it would grow.
Wonder if you could grow it in a pot that
And
you
put
can
it
move
in and out.
inside. Yeah,
Especially now that I have the greenhouse,
yeah.
because they do get fairly large.
But if you had it
Now,
in something that's on wheels,
yeah. Um, the moringa, um, there's a gal in town and hers is in the ground. So she just cuts it way back, and yeah, in a pot it probably would work just fine. Um, the like I said, the moringa, she just has hers in a pot, and then she mulches it or not in a pot. She has hers in the ground, and I've thought about that, but I hate to lose mine to that, so I want to start another one and then put the, so that I have one. Um, and moringa is supposed to be a superfood. Just FYI, it's a green, like I put it in stuff I cook. I just put it in stuff. You don't really know it's there because I don't put that much of it in.
I know it's supposed to be really good for you.
Yeah. It has kind of I'm not real fond of it in a salad. It's a little spicy. Um, so I don't usually put it in salad.
I can tell I'm getting tired.
Well, I need to
I'm
go
doing
because
nothing here. I'm gonna quit.
um, yeah, I'm gonna quit too because I'm gonna tell you what, I've got double vision so bad I cannot read chat at all.
I have a bunch of
You got a bunch of paint?
paint.
Well, just slime it all over a piece of paper.
I'm just gonna slime it all right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love to have black walnut trees. I would like to have pecans. We just, they take a long time to grow, so
They do. That's true.
so I don't know that I'll get any pecan trees. So
We have a bunch of
okay.
squirrel planted ones.
Oh, that would be nice.
I cut them down all the time because they plant them in the flower beds right next to the house, and you're like, no, that's not going to work. So
Okay, guys, the answer is I think I want another layer on this as far as the Mod Podge goes. And you guys know I use Mod Podge and glue mixed together. Um, it's I put it in these bottles. It's half Mod Podge, half Elmer's glue all and maybe a spoonful of water. And that's what I use because then it doesn't stick to itself. Mod Podge by itself sticks to itself. Anyways, I think I want one more layer on here because I know this cover is going to take a lot of abuse. So I'll do that. And then next week I'll tie it together. But I'm going to go. There are 3 or 4 of those nuts hit the top of the building. Sounds like a machine gun at times. Yes, I'm sure it does. Thanks, Jasper. Thanks, Barbara. Yes, thumbs would be greatly appreciated. We're going to try to stream on Thursday here on my channel at 1:30. I just don't want to make promises that, sometimes life gets in the way. So, and I don't know what we'll do Thursday, but maybe we'll jelly plate because both of us want to play in the paint. So,
Yep, I'm happy to do that.
yeah. So, okay. Well, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to end the stream. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I've lost my cursor. There we go.